yebo so mo be ye more Phyllis ne de ye be hwe agu so de se obet kan no ye be baba wie ya pe na chese ye tentam to musa anti no bomoden na stay tuned. Samuel K. Mensah, Solomon Carter born again production no aye krado Kofi Zakitu ewa ha sanso na Captain Siasia babe ka se obed ho na show no awie peye Danger Man awie wono so mo betene nkanti baba we dey break akra no ye mo ano dobo an ma ye se de ye utaka na ye ba de aka na doso.
All right, inti I promise 102.7. I'm not so ye konko phone crosso na ene awie ensem mu hwam na emu odeno ye de nyina ato ani mo se nyame na aka inti yatransi ye be kan se de se ene se de efata ye shase afi African Cup of Nations nom onim se African Cup of Nations 2023 and I was say enka shase nembom 2024 and yebo ewo Ivory Coast and yahwe the origin and early years emra ehase no 1950 1960 and origin and early history no ehase ewo AFCON mom onim say June 1956 obekaya na African Cup of Nations and omo dwendwen home third FIFA Congress our Lisbon and nkomonom ekoko PSA our say your bo African Cup of Nations na dedikai na February 1957 first African Cup of Nations onim say Khartoum Sudan and Jumadenom etime ekoso na yamfanto onim say na Egypt Sudan Ethiopia, South Africa, name of South Africa, apartheid policy inti, omo yamadwen se, omo te white players nkwa, and abebo, inti South Africa, ye yomo, efrimo, yamfanto anim se Egypt, and I did the first African Cup of Nations, emra, wamo eshe Sudan, na semi-final nom, wamo kwa komanim, akosia Ethiopia, ewo final, na omo edin kunim, inti, akwaya, AFCON faso esase ena anopay ya don sem ato anim live on Promise 102.7 anopay ye ko AFCON stories num ye cheche mu pi emao na awia memfanto anim se Morocco captain Romain Sars ena edi to dwase wom wasundie pa e 2022 World Cup modern bar wom epoe no eno nti 2023 African Cup of Nations expectations manfo believe say and so say yetime ede the AFCON omo bi ombetime ede AFCON and Romain Sars and nsema what the to dwa and anopay Abdallah Sima onom esia kan ema Rangers na okọ Senegal omo player baako eno no odi atudwa se omo nko Ivory Coast wo zesebiu omo kwa akotonte omo kwa akodi agro nemom Ivory Coast na omo ekono omo ko se enkurumdie ebetime ayomo de na afi omatime atabiri kruwa no eno Abdallah Sima ono esia kan ema Rangers AFCON be huno se osha Senegal jesina osia kan yanko Nigeria so ye na detenie Super Eagles for no meno say amafu omu training base wo Abu Dhabi omu ni hopiem say amaramu ewo Lagos na Lagos na babedu no Babangida Sanyo ono omu ebetime ehia oye governor of the state ono omu bedidi na omahia edidi nkomo na obekan sempi ena chemraso se AFCON Nigeria yasan etime edipiem na bibia etime ekoye yebefi AFCON stories nom na yakọ France anopay mamen kancho se enenom okọ Paris Saint-Germain so ya na nsem bebre ena na mode adade a awiai me confirm amount se Kevin Danso oye player Emma Lons diete etem se Paris Saint-Germain and Lons for edin kobo se Kevin Danso emra na amesia kan emfa emomom na Paris Saint-Germain so ya ayegina yedin kobo no Kylian Mbappe Mamen fanto anim se Orano ena oko Christophe Dugarry na suya S France International hodia futu man se openi mempepe ho se mpo akoba se obefi Paris Saint-Germain akoya aduma ama Real Madrid emfa bufo nko urim penimfo entrance na mudim na unyina montiase na team ne enshao ansampo ena obefi team nom yanko Jonathan David na so ye oye little striker na mamen fanto anim say Jonathan David Deyate HM Manchester United and little 18 come say Jonathan David Emra na amesia kan emfa ema team dom ye ko Italy Antonio Conte ebetodwa se oko stadio Diego Armando Maradona manantena so ya womu hwanim se omunsa ebeka Antonio Conte na obe Napoli adwuma no mamen fanto anim awiei se Antonio Conte enkomodienom etime akonanim na musika bi efi Saudi Arabia eba ehunu na Antonio Conte ze ida ze minjai sikanom ento na men konkofa Napoli adwuma no eno eye reporter efi Antonio Conte na so ye etodwa enano pay ye jamwa ewo Napoli no mayam fantudwa se Napoli players no masa amunya happy with the chief executive officer Olirio De Laurentiis ekwanya ofaso eba dressing room and your player near Nasio near amaka ete ache manager se ekwanya CEO no efaso edini juma as CEO ema Napoli no amu players amani enje ho eno aya reporter efi Napoli asue etodwa ewo juma de so live on Promise 102.7 mamen kod Napoli asue Zelensky a player emomo na Deyati James omasan at the offer from ama Zelensky say openi enkaje next Sunday 29-year-old today you believe ewo musa obetime aboa ama team no akon ede akonanim report and second HMC officer odo efi Saudi eba inti Zelensky nya na adwen se obestene contract ama Napoli team no yebeko Germany na yedin komom ena no pay ewo Germany awie yerom ewo Real Madrid na Alphonso Davies mamen confirm emao Madrid for catching is maza come want to say and study contract bia Emma Bayern Munich team no masa e was ultimate na nyankopon boa sama yebato efi Bayern Munich team nom eno aye reporter eno efri remada so ye etodwa enano pay na Bayern Munich omo center back reporter eba HM Kevin Danso oye defender Emma Lons oye center back woman 21-year-old no 18 say amra na amesia kan emfa Emma team no Union Berlin aye team ewo Bundesliga num Leonardo Bonucci obeko akoya adwuma ete ama womom na ewo se amo perfofro etime eba Kevin Vogt ono esia kan ema Hoffenheim Diamete HM ono ena beba Union Berlin emra obehye Leonardo Bonucci nan ewo team num Manchester United star Jadon Sancho yase akodanom ade atudwa se sika no obeteso kra obeteso na fa kwa adwuma ama Borussia Dortmund team no 2021 and a 23-year-old or joining Manchester United a big money move nemom emfa emanom oko Paris Saint-Germain amasuya Joshua Kimmich ono a player at the Emma Bayern Munich team no na anopay me catch say Joshua Kimmich a player team sa outdoor and a identity and we am confirm Emma say Paris Saint-Germain and ya be say Joshua Kimmich emra na amesia kan emfa Emma team na Hurricane at the atudwa say the first season with Bayern Munich no and me koye Emma na papa na o believe say obesha more goals our Bundesliga ni so ade no afi and say abeboa na Bayern Munich etime ade the Bundesliga the UEFA Champions League na enema koye ama womo yebeko Spain na mamen fanto anim awie se Madrid the fono akwakodu Riyadh eno aya Saudi for Spanish Super Cup into videos no ebetwa gunia dia mamen ko ensemfo from na fe yemfa nsem no bi ento so emao oko Barca Sporting Director a few weeks no on to be kan ema Liverpool Arsenal so ye ena yadu ene awie mamen fanto anim se Alexander Isak ono aye Newcastle United forward reporter Eba from the football transfers HM say Arsenal HM say Alexander Isak no woman say ebetime akanom Dominic Szoboszlai a player Liverpool hungry one May elite of the year and no Rio Ferdinand said that be hype no Dawson Branton a good player. Na baby aya no mo tene totorom onduru ho 60 million pounds. And last summer amote efa no ema ba Liverpool and kakra okonim na woda sorry na man for crash ase etene compare Steven Gerrard ene adade and Rio Ferdinand said abi onya nuru ho Phil Foden yam fan to dwa or say Manchester City team no entime enje major trophy bia season Sir Kevin De Bruyne wanya feta a betting at the Ama City Sir Umbete major trophy this season. Alan Haaland ya remwa na ya say obetime at the 86 million pounds akwa kofano e release crosser e stand contract no utua 86 million pounds obetime afano Alan Shearer tie nsem we ye pa was snobby Alan Haaland in his Premier League team of the season so far. Maybe about Premier League no about betuno we the first 11 na udietie nyadia se ode Ellen Haaland eka ho the goalkeeper Vicario afe Trent Alexander-Arnold William Saliba Virgil van Dijk Odoji na Midford no Douglas Luiz Declan Rice na nim honom Mo Salah, Ole Watkins, Gerard Bowen, and a Son Heung-min. Ono no nsem eno no ye ka Alan Shearer nsema onim sa ye ba Premier League na ya bono bi o she goals do pa Alan Shearer 260 Osiakan Emma Blackburn and Newcastle United Hurricane atosum you know 213 I don't sem to anim and awie oko ayasaso ya mamen fan to anim se Jordan Henderson amotwa nim se ombefa Jordan Henderson FR85 our general transfer window mo Leonardo Bonucci ote se ngde to anim se oko Union Berlin amasua ya amodi defender foforo ebeshana nan obimpa no obipe Fenerbahce form ehwe nim se dabi se Leonardo Bonucci mumpa ya de peno otena Wednesday enti amo expect ne se abe fly to Istanbul na fe wakoya juma ama Fenerbahce team no reporter eno efriwo etodwa enne awie live on Promise 102.7 Fedi Valverde and at the etodwa se Super League no ye come obi atimate ase abeboa football papa Super League no sempenifo jetum na ebaso a woma amo ebre ewo football musikasem ene adade ebekoye ede ama clubs na no Federico Valverde ni nsema wodi etudwa ehonsem eno no nti ena wiei ye be janso na ye den kofon cross nsem no esi ewo Highway Sports no so on Promise 102.7 into offer enya de aka no ema woni team no
sports lawyer babayisa mayena wase ene anwumrei said the kind no the maiden edition of Highway Sports and Ebawakwem live over the studios of Promise 102.7 kai say yes sorry no nsia what the kind artist say Obed Enka Kofi Zakito and so aba abetena say the danger man bafo wa ono so ewa ha na on Facebook no medical kai will say a Promise Radio and a passports inti meshia mebra obian Kofi na nso bisa say new place o nti oben connect union say a new place good nti Benjamin Owusu Dufuo ono nso say lighting no Benjamin nso ayefofro ni nyina no empanifo guso a omo edi ho nkomo na Adams obisa say e wotinu na for now de enyanwuram e wotinu nti ni nyina no na Adams ye guso a ye hya mbo say ye beye ho adwuma a lot of messages na eba through Promise Radio anwumrei mamini kan koma me sure obo say enche sa homani di boy ni a ye be ma exclusive interview bako e wofia ha nti stay tuned sa homani tutom na bibia ekoso kamadia ye bako na yakope interview bako e abeka ho men koma menuanu mienu akwaba ewo new place Promise Kofi Zakito
Tino
akwaba
Mejoso.
Boko de.
Oh, be fine.
When you say share.
Share. Also, I boys in Mubusa. Obi Akrofi.
Okay.
And then members in yes. In the same house.
Yes.
Anti Promise. The Sunday, you have 2 social media handles and so on. Free and there could be no Highway Sports na no FM no. yes ye de abahase enti ye no mo ye na no pa wo Europa FM na no ma bewi e promise ase enti no team ni nyina say na nhye ne I think say
sure
yeah obodwuma aha obodwuma enti no yaba ne aba
okay
aha yaba ne aba say ye de yaba ne aba ko Egypt
yes
na kwajigu ye enti menim slogan na ye be ko Cote d'Ivoire this year means when ebe ye foforo de ya but ye bobo ya ho enti no yaba ne aba
Matias Kofi Zagito captain
yes boss
Asesha
yeah of course this is promised there and promises to be blockbuster we're going to do our best say the enim no the name foforo eberuro mo so ye mo bi akwaba
Kabi measure da be mo akwa babi mu na doc ani bre nti ye wo Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo e wa homa ne so na me nko se obed ho na anwumre live e wo promise 102.7 say any doctor any nkomo emfamaye.
Well, Doc, good evening. Open you say be aboko there. Hello. Well,
hello Doc.
Yeah, hello.
Doc, good evening. Doc, say be aboko there.
Can they speak English?
Okay, God, Doc, good evening. Hope you are good.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, we welcome you to Promise Radio 102.7 in Kumasi. Doc, we wanted to have a conversation about the Black Stars and the chances of the Black Stars in the upcoming AFCON. Based on the preparation of the Black Stars and using our game against Namibia as a case study, how do you see the chances of the Black Stars ahead of this particular AFCON?
How do I see the chances?
Yes, the chances of the Black Stars in terms of winning the trophy.
Look, it's 40 or 42 years now since we had our last cup. And I believe strongly, if we don't invest into football, we shall never ever have another cup again. So, I believe also strongly that the government must focus more on sports, looking at our youth and how active they are at the moment. Now, I would like to take you through memory lane, and that might give you an idea about exactly what I see and what if we do might help us. And if we continue the way we are now, we should forget about future sports stars in this country. Now, one, in the period of Kwame Nkrumah, when I was a child, Nkrumah invested heavily into sports. And I would say football in particular. He himself used to attend matches at the stadium. Now, during Nkrumah's era, the nation was able to have 2 AFCON Cups. It's all because Nkrumah invested. And Nkrumah just didn't invest. He brought in foreign coaches. One was from Sweden, and then later on he engaged another one from Hungary to train the boys. Now, he went further to appoint a special assistant who to us in those days was a minister of football or sports. The name was Ohini Jan. Ohini Jan was a very hard-working person. He made a lot of progress in our football and our sports, particularly on and off track events. Now, Ohene Jan and Kwame Nkrumah were able to get us cups. I remember we had sprinters in this country who were just on the same level as sprinters anywhere in America or even Europe. Our athletes travel to Helsinki, they travel to, you just name it, Britain, and all sort of places to compete. They had the backing of governments. As I said earlier on, Nkrumah was able to secure us 2 caps. When Nkrumah left, or he was overthrown, then came in National Liberation Council, headed by Lieutenant General Frifa and Lieutenant General Kutuka. The era was called General Ankra's era because he was the head of state for some time. Nothing was achieved during this period. Then we came to the time of Dr. Professor Kofi Abrefa-Busia. Nothing was achieved. And I think nothing was achieved because there was no focus on sports and football in particular. Then came the turn of General Kutu Acheampong. Kutu Acheampong did a similar thing like Nkrumah did. He invested a lot into football and sports. And he also brought a whole lieutenant colonel from Burma camp who come and supervise this for him at the sports stadium. And that was a period that we have some of our best tennis players and all sort of people. Now, his assistant was called Lieutenant Colonel Sentim Abuaji also. Now, Kutu Acheampong was able also to secure us a cup. That was the 3rd cup. The whole nation was excited after the long break. And I remember vividly, because by then I was around the age of 15 or so. Kutu Acheampong's era, I was an adult. Sorry, I was an adult. It was in Nkrumah age that I was around 15. Now, Kutu Acheampong was so excited that he sent a helicopter from Burma camp. And this helicopter lifted the players all the way to his residence in Burma camp and had them hosted, and everybody was happy. Then after Kutu Acheampong, we had General Akufo. Akufo's era was very brief, so nothing significant took place. After Akufo, we had the era of AFR, Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, headed by Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. Now, before, let me go back one step. Before Rawlings came, we had His Excellency Hila Liman as President of the Republic. His stay, even though was short, he was able to organize football to a level that was highly acceptable. Now, when he was deposed, that was a period that we were about to compete in the AFCON. So the work really for us in that period was done by Hila Liman and then taken over by Jerry John Rawlings. So by the time Rawlings was in power, there was a complete team. I remember Abedi Pele, your boy, and others. These were the key players at that time. All the boys I can't remember there now. But one sad thing was that the nation didn't have money. Our coffers were completely empty. That, believe it or not, we couldn't even buy tickets for the boys to go to the competition in Libya, Tripoli as a center of activity. But what happened also was that General Gaddafi sent an aircraft all the way from Libya to Accra to lift our boys to Libya. They played a match there. The Libyans thought we shall probably make it an easy game for them, but the boys defeated them and took the cup for the fourth and final time. So this cup was brought down, and when it was brought down, we were all happy in this country. I remember very well when the aircraft was coming down, they were escorted by 2 fighter jets, 2 Ghana fighter jets. They escorted the Libyan plane beautifully to land. Now, after that, we have had nothing. After that, we have had nothing. Because focus and investment in the game has dwindled and keeps on dwindling after every leader that we have had. So me, if you ask me about my view about the future of this club, of this team, even the team that I see now are not the true representative of the country. They are not boys that can die for this country. Even when they are playing, you see it. All the pregnant, one thing people should get clear is that all that I mentioned from the time of Nkrumah till the time of Lehman and Rollins, these were all local players. Not a single player was from outside. They died for the country and they got us those cups. So until we invest heavily into football and then get footballers who will focus and die for this nation, Ghana, there is no way we can win the cup. So that is my analysis on that.
So Doc, listening to your conversation, it appears that you believe these crop of Black Stars players lack commitment, and that is enough to prevent us from winning the trophy.
I didn't get your question. You say I believe what?
I said, listening to your analysis, it appears that you don't believe these current Black Stars players have the right commitment that they can fight for the country and eventually win us a trophy.
You see, not only commitment. You see, not only commitment, but the sort of backing and support that they need is not there. And then the most disturbing thing is that the boys you bring are not boys we can beat our chest and say they are the best. I can assure you, there are local players here, when they are properly trained, I use the word properly trained, will outclass them. Because most of the boys, either they are playing for third division clubs, and most of them even are bench warmers. So they never feature in any game. Now you have a man like, is it Richard Lamptey of Kotoko? Such a brilliant footballer, hard-working footballer, who has been called who have been called to come, and the coach foolishly refused to feature him. Because that's the only way you can test the local boy and see whether he's good. And I can assure you, if that boy had taken part of the match yesterday, he would have been outstanding. That's why I say we have problems. And the problems are problems that can only be solved by government focusing very seriously on sports in this country. At the moment, it seems we have lost everything. Boxing, we are nowhere. Athletics, we are nowhere. Football, the main passion of the nation, we are nowhere.
Doc, you seem to have so much confidence in Richmond Lamptey. People believe the local terrain or our local league is not strong enough for our stars to fight toe to toe with the players from these foreign leagues. Why are you so much enthused with the play and style of Richmond Lamptey to the extent that you believe his presence will do so much good to the Black Stars?
It's not a question believing that his presence will do much for the Black Stars. The boy is an intelligent footballer. I've watched his game several times. In fact, many a time people get even amazed that I am a big, what do you call it? Man in house of hope. I keep on pushing that. Look, I am very objective in life. You follow me? That boy, if he can get a good trainer, will go far. And this is the time. Now, if the coach were a bit wise, he would have tested him for even 15 minutes and see. But I didn't feature him at all. Because if you try him, you get to know his capabilities. Secondly, you are giving him a platform, platform. And thirdly, you are building his confidence in international matches. The coach was not able to do this. I was really surprised. You follow me? Because if you did that,
I do.
He performs well. To go on other play. I tell you, we have players in this country who, when they are trained, as I was telling you, Kwame Nkrumah's time, I was a kid, but I remember some of the people. People like Dogomoro, people like Kwame Adakwa, people like Infum, people like Ado Damiti, people like Adu Dako. I'm mixing Kotoko House of Folk because they were the key players. People like Dodo Ankra, goalkeeper. I mean, you can't call them many. You come to Kotoko also as a Bibuachi, Baba Yara, and others. These are Salisu. I mean, these were great footballers. You follow me?
I do.
They were brought under the control of a good coach who knows what exactly he wants. And he made them to be great. Why can't we do it now? These were all local players.
Okay. If you just joined us, we are having an interview on Promise Radio with Dr. Nyao Tamaklo concerning the Black Stars. Doc, from your presentation, that means you don't really believe Chris Hughton is the man to transform affairs for the Black Stars.
I initially thought he should be given the opportunity, but he made a wrong decision by not featuring that Richard Lamptey. That Richard Lamptey, I don't know him from Adam. I've never seen him. I've never met him physically before. I only saw him play. But when he's playing football and you watch carefully, you can know that if you know football, you can know that this is a great midfielder. You watch his distribution, his attack, and scheming and maneuvering. We don't have that in the boys who played yesterday. We didn't have it. I didn't see any of them yesterday.
Doc, there's this question of interest when it comes to the Black Stars. A lot of Ghanaians have interest in that. That is the bonus of the Black Stars. South Africa Football Association have decided that they are going to have a fixed bonus. That is $7 million if the players are able to win the AFCON. That's the Bafana. But they've also agreed with the players that if they are not able to win the ultimate, which is the trophy, they have no bonus for them. Do you think Ghana should start applying such rules or start such engagement with our players when it comes to bonuses at the AFCON?
Look, incentives help a lot. But nationalism is a key to success in sports. Now, not quite long ago, I had a list of allowances that are received after matches by each individuals in countries all over the world in football. And to my surprise, Ghana had the highest in terms of money. even higher than what an English boy would receive, or a boy from France, or a boy from Denmark, or a boy from Germany, or a boy from Portugal. I was shocked. It is not the money that drives them. It is the pride that I come from this country. In fact, that list was sent to me by Toby Afede. If I ask Toby, I'm sure he can produce it for me again. I was shocked. Now, during my term as coach, as a FA head, GFA head, first and foremost, well, that was the first time that Ghana qualified for the World Cup. I was a chairman of a committee that interviewed Dukovic, the coach, and we picked him on. And that was the first time we went on the world map, world map as far as football is concerned. The second one, I was an ambassador in Serbia when Kusin Yantechi and Papu got in touch with me to get them a coach, and I brought Milo into this country. He also qualified it. Now, when you talk about incentives, when I was FA boss, I spoke with President Kufuor. He's alive. You can go ask him. I told him, I said, Kofi, I think it's time we did certain things for these boys to give them a bit of a hope and encouragement. Let's see to the payment of their flights. Let's pay them in dollars. You can go and check. It was my time that we started paying them in US dollars and started putting them in 4 5-star hotels. And believe me, Asamoah is there, the others are there. Their performance was excellent. Look at their performance at the World Cup.
Okay.
Both in Germany and in South Africa. So as I said earlier on, incentives work, but the key to me to success in any sport is nationalism.
Okay. So incentives do motivate players, but they first of all they should have that love for the nation that will push them to the next level.
Absolutely. I mean, look, this is international competition. Have you ever watched carefully? Have you ever watched carefully when Germans are playing matches? When Germans are playing matches, when Germans are playing matches, they play football as if they are at war with you.
Okay.
You put on, you don't take this time to watch some of this. A German in any international feature, to him, it's a war. We know Germans have always been war-minded since the time of Kaiser and Adolf Hitler. Germans, any game that they are playing, you watch it. That I'm telling you, watch it. To them, it's war. So they will kill themselves. One back when I was in this country, we had a discussion, and he even mentioned that to me. You follow me? So please, if you don't have that feeling that this country believes for me, that I'm dying for this country on this pitch, then forget about it. All those I saw yesterday, they were all careful about their legs. These are not boys who will die for the country. So for me, I don't see them getting far. I will be shocked if they get to semi-finals.
Okay. This brings me to a question of Mohamed Kudus. Initially, it wasn't part of our plan, but it appears that he's in with his own physio from West Ham. That is one part of it. The second part is he did not participate in our preparation in Kumasi, citing reasons of minor injuries. a lot of Ghanaians feel disappointed that he's not showing enough commitment towards the Black Stars. Do you think he's that talented enough that we should give him a special treatment, or the coach should have been bold enough to get him out of the team if he wasn't following the camping rules by requesting outrageous demands from the Black Stars?
No, but if the footballer is unable to play because of injuries, it will be totally wrong to force him to play. And I think a footballer from a country like England, definitely the temperament would not allow that. So I wasn't surprised that I was a bit surprised when pressure was being put on them to release him to come and join the team.
Okay.
So that is the reason why you always have to have a standby. If we had a standby who is equally good, and such standbys many a time you get them from the local teams. If you have a standby who is very good, there will be no worry. Because human beings, anything can happen anytime.
Yeah.
For instance, I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, and I'm talking about the age of 10, we squeeze our way to the Accra Sports Stadium when there's a match between Kotoko and Hearts. You can imagine that time. I'm talking about over 50 years ago. More than that. Now, we all want to see particular players.
Okay.
The reason why the stadium is empty is that we don't have players with skills at the moment. We go there to see particular players. Everybody wants to, maybe you're a House of Folk man, you want to see Ofedo, a right winger. Somebody wants to see Babayara for Kotoko, a right winger. Somebody wants to see a left winger, like Salis for Kotoko. Somebody wants to see Agrifin,
okay,
a left winger for House of Folk. Somebody wants to see Ajiri Fin, a left winger. Somebody wants to see the best central defender, Aduda Akon. So somebody wants to see that for Kotoko, either Sebi Boachi or Dogomoro. I mean, these were people, these were footballers who were committed. You can't get them now. There is no nationalism. Do you follow me?
Yeah, I do.
And not just in football.
I do.
The entire sporting fraternity in Ghana, it is look, can you believe we used to play international matches in cricket in Ghana? Cricket. Now go anywhere in the country and let me know in the school which is playing cricket now. This is there. We are completely outclassed in boxing. We can't even qualify in boxing.
Wow.
Boxing or for 4 things.
Yeah.
So that should tell you there is something basically wrong.
Okay. Sir, before we end the conversation, any New Year message for Heart to Folk fans? We can't have an interview with you and exclude your favorite and your followers when it comes to Heart to Folk affairs. Do you have any New Year message for them and any promise that you are going to tell them ahead of 2024 and the beautiful things you've made available for them?
Oh yes, definitely Heart to Folk support. I have been with supporters for years. I know them. I know their temperament. They have every right to get annoyed when we are not winning matches, but they shouldn't forget also that it is also painful for leadership when we lose matches, because we do anything that can be done for the boys. We pay higher than any club in this country. Our technical staff get higher pay. Our coaches are well paid, well housed.
Okay.
We are putting a lot of infrastructures. You should come and see our academy at the moment how it looks like. Come and see our commercial center. Come and see our new headquarters. So we are really focused on uplifting the club.
Okay.
Yes, we have not been performing well. What we expect as House of Folk is not coming. But I believe strongly that will come soon. In the next leg that we are going to start.
Okay.
And I can assure them that very soon we shall have a substantive coach.
Okay. That means Heart to Folk will have a substantive coach in the coming days.
Yes, we shall definitely have a substantive coach.
Okay. That means that there's a plan to fix the technical department of Heart to Folk. It won't be an interim manager till the end of the season.
Yeah, that's why I say we are going to have a substantive coach. Whoever will be there on the technical board must be substantive.
Okay. Okay. And there will be some additions, some stars from other Premier League clubs joining Heart to Folk. Is that something we should expect?
What do you mean by that?
I'm talking about transfers. What Heart to Folk?
There will be transfers. That depends on the negotiating club.
Okay.
And then the one you are negotiating.
Okay. Okay.
You follow me?
I do, sir.
That's what it is.
Okay. We thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate your views, and we believe that any other time that we need your comments and your opinion on issues, your door is always open to Promise Radio 102.7 in Kumasi.
Okay, but can your station be picked in Accra? No.
Probably next week, you will be on TV nationwide.
TV, what particular channel?
That will be Promise TV. Probably next week.
TV3.
Promise TV. Probably next week. TV.
We're going to have a network.
Yeah, you're going to have a TV. So whenever we call you, you'll be live on radio and also on TV.
That's good then. That's very good.
Thank you very much, sir. And have a good evening.
Congratulations.
Well, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo live on Promise Radio 102.7. Nunum abo upon meet bakope. Yes, sorry, exactly 6 na dia kano aba abetuaso. Kofi Zakito. Tino mwanuma ene him say doc aboyen komo pa. Bono bo amai aboyen komo.
Yes.
Say obedi dasi aboyen.
Yes. Obed and start here from Blasters. Ye boboyen hu akọ afkoni. Ohun ye preparation ne de ekwakoye no ewo Ivory Coast. Na obusa and then doctor decided say de be kwa abakwasem. No wa kire ye kwan na Ghana Blasters na ye faso eye nyoma ye de tournament ay ko boy homoden. So the first word lack of investment. Or say in recent years no ye invested and ye investing so
your book your team your club
no like investment in terms of sports investment.
Okay.
Say yeah, unse no all my call back say during Kwame Nkrumah's time he invested a lot in technical aspect. No the coaches ekwa bochiri ekwa kusua de to come and help. And no wonder Okofa Ohinijan say ombeboa no with great ideas. Ya itimi win AFCON. Then he came to how a champion also invested a lot in coaching. I am also a boy ya winning trophy. Then Oba Rollins and so how he also invested a lot. Yep, you know Obo Liman he didn't win anything, but okay, I say Liman also even though very short, but also prepare a lot of ground because even Libya. It's a laugh 82 issues here. Emma Yanko Rollis came in, decided say no, we have to go to the AFCON or Koya or Kochi. And Oma says, how Omampenya Ubo Mudini na you know. Omo invested a lot in coaching. And he bohu say enye Ghana nima wakosuani mdiempo e Brunia onimde. No matanaba, no maboa ama nyama akonkan. Enti omo yesa nyama wonyina ena eboa yama I find saying you could win all these trophies now, you know. Then he talks about player commitment. So those years, you know, the players were committed. Just say, yes, say from say, Bobo, I'm a Blasters. I can call him deep. na obi mu ado music company twa ticket ebe bobo magana up to now be mu mo ban fa yentua fa mo so the commitment level no na ya dey na so those days no as compared to after if say players here omunisa ayina commitment na those players no then and about say apart from no so no na boss no muni born no pa sa those years na ye dominate Africa no how was you committed no musa so born no bo and no believe say no muni boss sa players na ye name dia away no difference no so enti we were very good no muni born no bo as compared to that time na aboa amnya nyama akonka ono say ene players bibiri na okwa bochire kwa omo team se omunya bi mbo bench warmers bi muso division 2 division 3 enti all the star players ba omo nji trophy from mo because those times no na local players nko but na ya dia omo timi like on the continent they were the best because has and protocol na no bomb mode any Olympics money as I guess na no bomb mode e Africa no they were the best on the continent enti omo ba ye kwa Afcon na omo bobo homode na omo agi trophy e dia ama enti afa die players no enya dia dudu na no enya more playing time e wo mo class omo won to mo ba ene ye hu sa effect na e de ema yen clubs no then obed e question busa no question about ye be kwa Africa no say enra Ghana bo friendly game against Namibia na eye no wonwa wadwen ho wadadwen ho up to now is a headache is a tiare de man onim de ntia je be bon o Kumasi na o Richmond Lamti o Kumasi ni akola kotoko fans abo e wo Kumasi coach dey tell man even 15 minutes in podium man mo 15 minutes ke o Kumasi coach ranje o so wadwen ho ne tie ne yawo sade no
o yusu bro for no say foolishness na
o say
fooling na
foolishly yes the coach foolishly did not play Lamti o so wadwen ho won say say o bo Kumasi your last funny game I would be too quiet.
Foolish no original on Tiazi. The foolish no meaning like that.
Oh yeah. Mr. repeat why.
Enti also on Tiazi the entia because say no buy na say Lamte are very intelligent. You kini kan say.
Nani atipa na nani da ho.
Intelligent. Obi ana adwene mu do na. Obi ana adwene mu do. O say Lamte bobola. Oye kotoko support boy ni kwa do be na asem ko bono ni mbo na office boy no future se wonyantete year boy no e future nti na nra na se coach at least man 15 minutes nanka otimi esi akan
oso no nim no ba bia na
onim na bia oso sia na da but boy no o hwe ne die akwa ni mbo then obeda busa say South Africa for any omo efi akwa nhye say Afcon no mo ko no oji Afcon na e be mo $7 million. South Africa omako signing krata say $7 million omogia plus na mo ho amode ya mo njira mo fonko manji nso a bonus bi no de ma omanti no obusa doctor say official nso yes side way bi abe boy na doctor say no krenya mi ni obi obeka say ye tua bonus say enya de papa bia no
onim de oka
ose bonus chede eye papa nanso nationalism I don't know I can't say odo man no na betimi amu akoje trophy enti doctor say as much as what year to me say bonus ehia but say odo man no you akon say o bo ama man no na je trophy enye scan atwa ma no because Ghana say doctor say why onu ayen Soviet research ehun say ama Ghana pa ni to bonus pa na nso enje hwe eti enka na no omuntua no because no mo dom oman ni nte no no mutimi je trophies edema oman efe ni Ghana na on the Blasters obe wi no say ebe nwanwa say enyum ya ba nwanwa nwanwa ebe nwanwa say Ghana betimi akọ adu final
no semi-finals.
Semi, yeah.
Yes, o say ben wonwa pa say Ghana Blasters team we are na anu ya ohun say betimi akodu semi final of the Afcon and he say obeda be wie na o say doc ye nti ni interview bra me ma message bi fam ma hasa because e ho na
from the
yes from the at least message bi at the mom no say support us no odi mo pa e ono ankrofo so akoma de omo akoma papa nche bia no mbofu no mo kansem no mo ye but omo nya obetre enti ha supporters no se debi minister mo akoma enche ti sia no mbofu no mare ate no makwe yempamwe we nya de but omo nya obetre na fear has esimi omo ye nyama afi Ghana say has HS salary sintin bia okroma say and the minister bafo ai ho adwuma odebaba o say ono or kind of promise 102.7 say Ghana say has fair salary sintin bia not even Kotoko and bebe has also coaches so salary has a best okay omutre salary si obia na nde facilities also more commercial center secretariat Ghana say there's no team obetimi dey compare omo and I say yanko academy nso nkohwe de omo ya no opobi man grass pitch artificial ene nyama omo ya no ntin ha supporters no omo nya abotre no mo hwe nyama omo ye se na be adaachi bi team be gina be bia ejina na obewie no se o hye has boba ko bi ya de sa supporters ni ye pa de bia omo ni coach ye fofo from bra enche bia do appoint a substantive coach and substantive bit my say sir Bashir na beto so no man o ma confirm say anase foforo na eba anase o mayi no ntino ade a o kan say enye acting biom enche bia has be appoint a substantive coach na nyama akonkan na obede bia no say na transfer nso e no say asema na ogen ye be transfers ye ne kofo din komo e den ya ebi baba na bi so akọ enti oguso ye nyama enti ha supporters no omunya obetrenti ende Dr. Nyahonya Utamakulu on promise 102.7 you're born in 7 tofa tino nkuma eni di eni ni
Kofi Zakito medawase papa se wamwa ensem no edi amaye live ewo promise radio 5:11 is the time yes so no nsia Captain Akomyesechi mejiri se o enjoy doc ensem pi
what a way to start the new station promise. And I think the doctor a lot of something for food for thought, something that we can have a lot of discussions about. Me one person, me a strong advocate for local football. Me microphone ni some catcher say, in local players cannot play for the Black Stars. Me my catcher say it is because when the players are coming from outside, they catch omunim say omudia or nebebo. And most of the times the local players call them sipo. You see the point? As I have because the partner air can you do home. So football is said that of I create any boy. Seven bonne am confidence say see a bo opportunity no ho nyina na biama yemwa I will be able to exercise and person me then I get that confidence because those players are Black Stars omo ebayi. Ma obi free and teams that always say Kotoko obe player or me Kotoko bench ma ene yanka say bia ehunu fa yi enrofo no friendly match bi ana omo fi say or potential atonoko the next 2 or 3 months you refer about Black Star or ba no nya starting lineup as against bia over regular ene e wan start Kotoko na any of the teams because what too kind and you know that mental slavery no is what is killing us. So as my doctor can, you know, if you have Lamptey, then somebody can watch a Black Star pa and upon Zakito ka. Players of my drive is what we lacking. As the attackers are number 8. And now I have game or high against Madagascar. The one here struggle until so coach no or introduce you Ashimero. Or bomb clearly football department biawo. Ebi obia untimi mfa obi o defensive M1 offensive role. So ba ojibo how was it thinking? A crime who's this player, this is how he is. I don't know who to say Lamptey, what friend? Because in our local league, now I'm not going to but for a game. Me I will test and translate me. This boy has come of each. And offer no. That's raw no. A raw player no. Any offer player has a person who's a player no. It's competition I walk up so use now. In a friendly match, especially players Lamta, friend of Black Star Muda. A friendly match, such a friendly matches, and not about because players are also boy, Sarah Domboy, or my boy matches, me any woman. Baba Idrisu ne why about mo say double pivot the ball 8 ye no mo nyina ya hwe mo saa what I say and inside games what friend what did you call him the one be one maybe a local league dey be so what test on inside games because who game you go we game biara akọ no but yet coach no actually say your friend Lamte by the people's call enya dey onu ko yakobe fe no because he's a local player no boy enya de obehia no e Cup of Nations mu so me kra be mo pass if nothing meter it's because he's a local player so me free say ya dwina ya that mental slavery dey free say ade bia from rochira e kwa e ba e be better than the oha no and they kill him but the example be example awon Mohammed a defender a defender no Asante Kotoko who was playing every league all top form Black Stars minor. Oko Maritzburg in South Africa.
Yeah, I remember.
Less than 2 months. Not Black Stars able game against Togo on Nebukana number 5.
Natural.
But not Maritzburg no gonna Asante Kotoko. Over Maritzburg no gonna Asante Kotoko. But it goes in terms of pedigree, in terms of size, in terms of everything. They don't come close to Asante Kotoko. But yeah, who said that player? Awa Mohammed was a good player. But Okoya ni afeno. So before he said you know, yes, I did na and we are paying fat bonus. So the Dr. King, men check it that you know, but in terms of countries, the track is them say home, but as to say a lady, men shouldn't check away. Men say captain countries are you go work up one year home, a track is here. You try at the time, Zaki, you try all these fat bonuses. That's where any team so any success. Oh, national teams. That is where your national teams know every trophy say, Esa. So, I say something now take a holistic approach or view of how I am. The government, successive government, no, SMY. Now, we're crying here. There is supposed to tell you crying, no, say no cry. To the extent that your closest stadium say a mobile on crying, yeah, because you're your concert. And somebody says you need to defend it. How can you say this? Me free say we need to invest and invest well. Me dey be make say football and sports no. It's another avenue youth no. Effort so say onya adwuma ye e ma ban hoto no. It's like say obi abia na make say obi form a pharmaceutical company na ban say or man incentive or man iska na otime produce more. Something as the football if you invest in you get a lot of people who benefit from there. So in the likes of Asamoah and Makelesians, all those players had enough football. Just imagine. So any baby who could invest a grade, a baby who could invest here, who expect so many money's worth. But the successive government, a doctor will take you through the memory lane. He was talking about the investment from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah pencil, by ABC time 1982. And also naturally say yes, you are not going to work up with you. But at the end, your football continue to retrogress. As one airdrop it. And then someone as a country, a transibum. Now you try how you better me a direct your investment at your football. Is it coaching be beer and your football call? We sport all the sporting avenues now. In the boxing, your boxers are sample and fat. Athletics and fat. Over time, maybe in sports, maybe Ghana, you're bombing. All I say it is because the investment that's the corner. You're in politics, and it is killing us. Black Star plays that nationalism that can once win. You don't see it. Once I want to Black Star gamer. Sometimes when I local game, you say a good local game can easily be compared to Black Stars game. But Black Stars are expected to say a top notch players. It will be something extraordinary. So I think as a nation we need to sit down. Now working on your share the corner before so you be investing in our football. Gradually your football is dying. And yet in fact and I dey be baby hano you tell me that I say you feel say sika betuma ya so easily. Sika ye but sika no dey ya making sure say anamona wu to no according to and we feel say doctor a lot of things and doctor can no ya adwene I think how to focus supporters do munya almost advice kakra to me of I feel like say the investment to be because doctor can say me also supporters na ya omuya but they should also see say those who handle the team no say when no Emma or say how mo pop because they said the more fancy Elijah can be no do team the more has munya don't pay say the Viana has show mona among for show placards do matter near can some you know why our supporters they feel that pain no team nation they also feel that pain and you know supporters no now mun come no one try say obu team no and nay house of folk affairs near canon and your master because in terms of infrastructure house of folk Ghana they are the leaders
danger
it's almost of to mo na man ko I don't befa
let me shout danger
Over.
ento aswe danger no ba bia danger no ba bia danger no
So danger wa.
inyama sisi e ba enche ba
Okay.
enche ba kra
I refuse to comment. Over me did say and over say what here Dr. Anyahota Makru interview sir over the years time if I say you was sporting system ni mu anase industry ni mu and the interview ya wa promise hey one of the best I have listened to.
that is true
reasons
that is true
because he was at his calm best and so ya on say sequentially almost everything he touched was building a block upon a block upon a block upon a block until by the time all landing no na washisha ade na si ho no mo a obi a utie bia no you got the import of
me mo mate point na my dream say wa tro
already
this is when they through for sure
and so when you interview like this you enjoy it enti so on say wa ma obedadwuma anye din so because washisha ade no kama and trust me I believe a lot of people have also enjoyed interview on here and the a woman cry man here then say in some no kan ye no eto asomu na esaya no kre na eye sa na sesen kan ye no so
na yenya ne sa
na yenya ne sa for instance obibia oye opese wa achieve bibi wo wasitena mu especially when you are in charge of institutions, organizations, countries and all this na normal opese wo achieve a esesa wo ye ene se obeye proper investment na investment no esesa wo hu areas a obe invest a ede resource and as achievement na open de be ma. For instance, infrastructure investment a key. Young from sporting field and I say industry. Infrastructure development a key, very, very, very important because a senior sports no ACB corner. And no ma abeki ka ho Emma yetimi ye no. He say nye physical strength no and as a natural God-given talent no and as a skill no nko but ye de no bia beka ho a boy ma utimi advance with talent na nya media ma wo no enti say infrastructure wise no say we behind and I say un koni here wo akira emwa o wi a esa wo invest into the human resource now wo no enti on say no ka ba coaching ti see say we obi a wo hwe coaching landscape no very well you realize that we Ghana ya short coaches so ti say any coaches bebre say
locally
I'm talking about Ghana anye am obi ya ko fa fi be aba ya ka say hey because gone are the days now offer wo stretch won sa ubenya Johnson Atuko Efio ubenya Yike Afrani ubenya Oti Akenten ubenya Hebetado ubenya Osamdodu ubenya Anu Kofi. We had coaches and a developer say my younger ones be be keka ho but wo dey now the space wo dey opa yeah wo studio hey my assignment is say obi ama 5 top coaches say yes yeah ma broni coach national team no or any of the national teams yemfa emma wo mo we will struggle to get them
by enya 5 finance e benya bi Bajidi amu Ghana for benya omumuno no so ya asem.
Media me gidi say we struggle to get them. Maybe me gidi say yam pick 5 top coaches. Enei Kotokode has some pay coach. Now some more person we Ghana hanoma they will struggle to get top notch coaches. I'm not saying say any bio, but you pick 1 or 2 pena answer. But those days, you know, ube say Kotoko. Somebody the head coach. Ube who assistant, you know. No, so another top coach. Yeah, na Otia Kenten. And says somebody no know Otikwe Hechira. What me say? Agony. And the investment into your human resource, no, are problematic. Because we could be a radio station now, a fine studio now, presenters, no, omunya dia. Emfa, and I'm a boy. And I say, omunya well motivated, and I say, salary wise, and emfa. Meboa.
Sure.
And you cannot invest into infrastructure and materials and you must also invest into the human resource, no. So, on say, doc, touch on, for instance, motivation. Or say motivation is good. Or say he did not discount it, say, oh, too much. Yeah, motivate them, let them say, because when the people are motivated intrinsically and extrinsically, it helps them to move, not deliver. Area, what's any background answer so no? As I say, oh, dot the man or mine, no, say me be coming once from me mine. What do I need to know? Ubenya resource. And another doc, Nukrenia menimini. Personally, I have enjoyed the interview, and me feel say me fear see me tear doc no. And then one of the best interviews that I have listened. And then some na work no. Say obitie no tie na superm. Say as a nation, yam fear see ne yanko back. They say Winneba is almost collapsed. By how many training your coaches? How many training all coaches are where a sporting field, say boxing, say tennis, say it's almost collapsed. Until you know, in fact, I think say doc we dear Ukrainian menimini wakasa papa and the message to House of Folk fans no. I wish Elvis Hesi Herman listening to doc.
And upon
because I check on his
Twitter and Facebook.
I said they almost say a friend X.
Okay.
And the post now here or no. If you read the caption, it says a lot. It says a lot. Now, mrepemuno, and then the say more about doc interview. No, we'll have time and come in there because I'll be interested in discussing the caption from Elvis. Okay. But the supporters should know say trend in the House of Folk Ukono. 1, omu hiya sumbi. 2, say impo bibi nkoye na upesa wuchira wajina. Say we in a manner that ebe call to the attention of mpenifo and omo tiyo. Any rowdyism, any vandalism, any attack on the people, mikra kamin tiyo. And those demonstrations that they are no, and it will amount to nothing. And at the end of the day, no, a House of Folk in a bebre. And if you are a destructive element in House of Folk, now there be also be a demonstration. You rather want to destroy the club than ufu say obi mom or destroy no.
Home mame na menko unia Kofiza kitu ochechirem keke na amfa nte ho. Zak.
What the bafo eke na mpesa menko I was eager to see what Elvis Herman have posted on X Twitter. Sorry. Na bafo eka wasem no. Nti a picture graphics pause na has unse na bafo be story say he said and then 19 years or so, right?
19 years has the Confederation Cup on free
and graphics pause and our pick moment of history players needed the obe hu omo celebrate na coach Abenkwan obon keba also osun and kotoko player me so me hu picture ni ngam omo so edi awre ho and Elvis we made history on this very day when again question mark and and he's asking question is all can so I'm making history on this day.
Maybe a chemo.
Yes, I'm a G trophy. If Kotoko say yeah Makotoko suye ebi mu ja o maka Kofi no money so money camp baba yara.
That is 76 collapse here.
Yes, baba yara Kofi sun baba yara. And I say the main bium
DMPM.
Dabi when again the main bium.
Da ben biem okay.
Yes. Ano ye anti we unze wa for kana no pa.
We say harmless.
And I can you.
I'm kind
Say because I was curious into so because some dey me dey oh that go so kasa wa nya dey I say
Obenya una flow no Obenya
that be I say captain so asma work nya asam
tina MP no
okay MP okay MP dey so nti asem we pa dey kan fi say na chama we say man if he say and that say no mu jomani
yeah
me wan na mu to mu di awre ho and the house put the idea around.
And also come on to mu nka.
Aha, nti
no ba for kan kwa na bia ba fa so abeka no.
No so asmo ndi enwan kan bo.
Anya ne de nsie bia. Aha,
so. Nti me nim de wo ba for tim. Nti no ba no beka na asem so o tede ko no. Wo say na de enye da obeka. Ah, me nim de oni trim de. Ba ka me de mfi say asem we de nka. Nka na nya asem bia
ni trim fita.
Me pa to me nim.
Ni trim fita no de kan.
Pa to me nim. Tilo. Dr. Awatamakulu. As Bafo said, I'm saying one of the best, honestly. That's Mathieu from Doka. My enjoying the papa. Now, Tino, so Utie Doka, and Ra, na me can't say about coach, no, Chris Wettin. The moment I saw, say, one boy Richmond Lamte, I'm saying, this technical team, I'm smart enough. Say yeah. Doctor you say they foolishly decided not to play maybe what I said Andra and they say omunye smart enough. Over last game, then you travel to go and play AFCON. City now Obe Campo, you know. Luckily for you, they have a darling boy in the Blaster squad. Now, I didn't have so omunye smart enough and they say, come a team that be warm up no, captain. Team the player, no. One player there on the or fans pa and the on the and them say oh my yeah but fans them say they did the or fans pa but how me warm up no when Lamte started say oh uploading oh yeah you know come on Babayara jai I say kotoko ebobo no mo she house Babayara. The stadium say obia everybody omunina eti Tino coach ohun sa ade no friendly game
we ka fantasy wana say
Baba Yara ni abobol ya ko duru 70 minutes 75 80 minutes eti bia mo adwum say da bi to get Nanka Lante ba game no mo a obia be refi say ball no boy nkwa na be complain say ball no nyefe we go refi because what they remember is Richmond Lamte playing that game nanka e dey need there because boy draw e dey out of no Kofi emendra me hwe me Kofi me hwe 10 aba me Kofi na me wura ahodi Kofi oni nam ta nkwa won so Kofi but you see a lot of them would have gotten something to celebrate. And then they say, Lamte Bobo Nibi. And the doctor said, what follow doctor? Me say has support be. I send them a message say, doctor, doctor, coach. Yes. I say and no no market almost say almost shining pa on your house yokotokwani oh David almost share doctor pa or yokotokwani on your house ni na say o dada o mo but you see doc I say no crown waka no
yeah sure
Lamte oh kuma say coach Osman Manambo bi I think say doc have spoken very well on the issue of House of Folk there. I think say before ana ebeko break no unse na dok akeka bi akire ha support no pa unse na so ka bi chiro mo pa ba ende unse went so bed edine ko ha so no unse no donation change here today also munya betre
yeah
ose an ojitum say on supporters na de o makoma enche bia no makoma no o mastate o meka bia che osisi a ba o munya betre na ono ende e kan se o mutua papa sin obia so o mo se o mo o mutua eti tino na se na menim se obi won echi idea o say house of folk today they pay salary than any other team in Ghana here omo den e was racing team bia including Asante Kotoko also omo coach nso omo train kan papa sin team bia okroma say enti menim se ndie obi etu edi ochi ba dia aka na okan ni nyan no kure infrastructure they have the best in the country now Okopo bi maya they are doing everything
and are you saying say salary no can
say ye nya nhunu ye die ye ko bia fo no die
dispute it until you let it go
let me so obo je say bia ko hwe kotoko die ba
and how they ko hwe aba
oh say obi beti manya
dispute and ko
no say
interested in disputing it
into dispute ye nche say
I can ask me
enta me
be ono na aka ebia for you know na asem ko
ebi so enta na me
no dey challenge that you have to come with figures
esa no me kai say wonu nya nko fa no ma eti e na ode akonkoma bia
because before
creative doubt around
no you have to enta na osi asa America no enta na me emphatic on it me say or say he saying is his words against because me I can't be emphatic no che me ko yana ntisa after my patch obium dabi it say man obium say on na aka e ba so obi before na any side ba asat now on the CIT idea we are taking doctors words say has pays the best salary in Ghana coach some promise say omu tuma say obia sada dokeka and sada be fa no say e benya de fufuro bia contrary to what the guy is telling us. And I think we enjoyed the interview, and I think Doctor the debate says Omerebo no has baby na okasa means also ya ni afa fufuro so ya
e be di one church na say so the flow kakenti bi mu kakra na emfa dia kana flow
yes I am for dia kana
flow stories no
well first of all the issue of investment. The issue of investment is a relevant one. Any idea bit me the grow. And we are still being more bitter. I don't know South Africa for starting a senior idea on Jimby. A senior idea on Jimby. We can give them something like we can give them per them near DB. Because people are also putting their career on the line. What you say? The career no they no pride or come at a long-term effect. But the ultimate bonus should be the trophy, and that is your target. Your target in your crew, so every incentive, I say, dear, you be in years and your home could dim. Simple. Moju crew one year this canning a trading. So it comes back to a Semana Hurricane panel. So we should know the budget of this Black Stars ahead of the tournament. What you say? We need it because young team go bot tournament. Near Nimska model call. Is it people must know that they are occupying positions because of Ghanaians. And your business no more running. They are running the affairs of the country. And if you are running the affairs of the country, that means you are working on behalf of the people. So whatever decision that you are taking, the people that you are representing should be made aware of the decision. Inti ya eti krum hano, muna muko jina ya nemu. Inti every bonus decision we are taking it on behalf of us. Montimi bebisa Ghana fu nyina of our opinion when it comes to bonus. But at least you should be transparent enough to let us know how much money you are going to spend on behalf of us. Inti sa de ene de ese ni manimi ya. And yoma baako take the love of the people ahead of tournaments be say is Kasem. And until we get the right street sense to be transparent when it comes to bonuses, that is one. The right amount as against the economic situation of the country. Make the right amount as against the economic situation. I'm just aware. What did they make an answer? We shut them moon, show mine. I send your mind to Casamo Qua, and no man who said Yans and they say, Ober set bonus in such a way, say the average Ghanaian will not envy the Black Stars players to the extent of a bomb by a bonny amomo. Inti, uncle fatty bonus, dear, maybe at that time, $1 to 1 cedi, no. Now ratio in your huge, sir. But now that $1 to 1 cedi ratio was wrong. Then you should budget it or you should peg it at a level. Ghana need to know the vanity be one the boom. Now still, Obenya South don't know Ediama players. So we should come up with that. But all in all, when it comes to commitment, well, there's much to say when it comes to the commitment of this crop of Black Stars players. Tournament near Kobono me kamechero. Bebre bet chomanai.
Players no.
Oh, bebre bet chomanai.
Skasamana.
Bet chomanai.
So munkopera.
Yes. You see, AFCON Geno. Countries ni bia say. To win the AFCON, you can win the AFCON with average committed players than skillful players or world-class players that are not committed. Me say you can win the AFCON with average committed players, especially when unity. That's how so a united players, me average, me committed. Now the spirit of the nation, but when you pick superstars that are not committed, that are coming in with outrageous demands, Ghana and Inana. Chrono representing almost 40 or Mubuofuno. No, only the love of the nation. Omuka titri sao no me free. And Osha Black Stars tournament here kwasa ade any wom. The players are not committed. The players are not willing to die for the nation. Let me use your word, some. But most of them. I don't see it. And the bottom line is most of them are also not extraordinary players.
Yeah.
Extraordinary, and they lack team bonding. And some say kudus diano, okay, but I'm not here, but Quaba. Kudus assembly see and I am sure once a man can yen about what church in some Cassiaba. I'm Jacoba, Miss Ubeti, Cote d'Ivoire or no more con. Ubeta won't say maybe P. See a call Egypt, no catch as a party players, neddy, baby girls, Coshesha hotel. You heard those news. Allegedly, it came out that certain players were taking Tehana and Brena TV Netino. Who pussy a beshen players needs to be a baby chele. So if you're a coach and you cannot even fix a player with these demands, and you could do I don't expect players to follow camp rules. I'll repeat it again. Where Ghana near? No, of course you have the love for the country, but manage your expectations. Because this Black Stars team, a higher tendency of giving you a broken heart than say we date to a bakoko. Uniska we date to a bakoko. Obi Uniska we date to a bakoko no. Obakoko and Owech Bunyam. Yeah. Chances of winning a broken heart no so. But Black Stars team where that way. Ye diagra. Omema a broken heart touching Obi Uniska. We did to a bakoko or to Yam.
Sir Obed, may I say, Promise Radio 102.7. No num aba pahumit edianai mienu no sia na yeso mubenya bre na motimi afra ebrepem eno ntimo ntwa na masi ento na committee person go twe bejai edi amamo enche mebeko mo 2 minutes each obi am flow stories no ha de wadodo ho no be hwe ne de edi egu wono mo number no tro 0536 161 607 0536 161 607. Ye line back wa ye befa eno no na adala ni 0243 578534 0243 578534. Ebrepem ibeja line swimi no agum na monsoma frɛ akyerɛ madwen ɛwɔ the maiden sports a yɛde abro ɛwɔ Promise Radio sɛ de aka no no nan bia no yɛba bɛtena sena no nsia ya sorry nti onti enka ɛwɔ repa na kyɛ sɛ yɛ Promise Radio ɛna efri ne ya ɛkɔ no yɛde highway sports no ɛde bɛbro yɛnkɔ captain
Yeah, over.
Stories now, yeah, no panel. I do the one to I'm sorry.
Me take now has to do with the issue of Blay and that Cote. What's the name?
Emmanuel Cote.
No, that boyfriend Emmanuel Cote.
So I back.
So my right back now.
Right back now.
And the demand the free Blay camp. Say as was presented to us by my colleagues. Bafone Zakitu. Me feel say Basia equals for Kuhes. As Anti Kotoko, administrators will not do anything. Any Kotoko's interest. If I just what I say. So for them to have said, Ebiombe Blay 6 months, they might have taken a lot of things into consideration. And unless Blay will offer, me free say Ebia, much better than the Kotokodima home. Me free say from the end, the management team, calm down. Now when Kotoko and Kasa entrance and Kasa ye, no more and Pebi be a bit to me and so as you two or more. But to demand they say, mammy 2 years, Ebia. I name a corner. Where's an open carbon also? Ekobasi, I want to believe the supporters are no mutia and on or part. Ebe created discussions among their in their ranks. Hey Blay, your supporters favorite, supporters like him. By team, taking decision be or what. Sometimes your supporter, you may not understand it. But later on, Obehu's idea on ye no. Edadi boni. So me feel say both parties, Blay, Kotoko, they need each other. But as a standard, me feel say Blay need Kotoko more than the Kotoko. Ehiano. Elisa America say if Kotoko nyakote no, so omo pera no. Na say demand ne kwa because Kotoko take a lot of things into consideration. The injury records, age, and a lot of factors. You see, you know, Ekobasa, they will be considering Saturday man, normal say whether or bano age or form.
Okay.
Ebia or no years, a lot of years ahead of him. Ebia the injury situation and so a clean or good. I don't know, maybe feel say both parties no must sit on the round table and agree to disagree.
Okay.
And the way to go forward.
Yeah.
I was saying
5:46.
okay. Ebia by now, Coach Kwesiapia may be leaving Menchia now. Ebia by now, because
Nsuo to will be about
and ensure they be today's sports now no pressure started mounting on the Kotoko IMC to make sure say the Blade deal is done and done immediately.
Blade no.
And he met my mention names that were involved. Alhaji Lamin came in, K5 came in, Kwesi Ziel came in, and Dr. Kwesiapia. Pressure na a call almost no. Na say Dr. Kwesiapia report to mention no ne Nana Kuntumpo in affair Ekushia. And he by close of day, the Blay issue will be settled because pressure na I call almost no say the Kotoko supporters cannot sit. Say Blay will not be playing for Kotoko. And me ma we will be anywhere baby. I just say yeah. And asem nam no can you today's sports na pressure starting and some people when you got involved.
Okay.
I think Mitisafu Jenfidin will mean how deep he was involved, but these names some abubo nyina where people pressure comes so nyina no akasa Dr. Kwesiapia ene Nana Kontopo ni afere akosia to discuss the blatant. Me sure say by close of day no instruction will go to Emmanuel Dasubri once again. Normal solve this thing. Now offer Mate in fact my request for audio no minyanyaye but me read it right up no and I feel bad about it. Zakito last year you did this but uja to honomo Kotoko boy na okobo kinfesa striker no
Osman
Edi niko to dwagu form esre na to gba fe de so sre no onim se ono ka woye na woye bia ma has players na e pra dokoro wo mo a nanka ese omo career omo ano no 79 no na ono so ball penny ade awiase mo baaye odididie. When I read it, I felt deep inside my heart. And to make me say, I personally will look for Osman's number and make sure I will forward it plus the interview to Toby. Me, I will personally forward the until I'm my request for the audio. No, I will personally forward the audio to Toby. In fact, I have started talking to some of the House of Folk board members, you know, because Toby should help this boy. Toby more Osman, mommy keke.
So baba bo
so team mo ball no 79 no because say what tia no kaka na ni sa no say to go pay na ye mankofo onye bi ma no o say to go pay wa ye to go am about 3 or 4 players me boa onya ye has players ba ko kra do we won team mo ball bi mba to go ye ma no me boa o so sre no ball no ni wi so ba nya ball pe no betima boy didi ai ni nan na sai ni nan na pro Odi nyame di pa ne chogun ko toge sre togbe boamio togbe mi so boamio na me life for say
now the danger is coming na so breni ho Kofisa Gito am catch us danger baba
yeah me Osman na mumpe mami
ayi be pa ma
tino togbe number onim say
move me no fa for na fa de aka no
yeah onim say the issue about Justice Blay say onye a player your players be our team SABR doubt in the man sounds short-term contract for nearly a shenya maybe. This is a proven winner. Now let me say yes it can be made by sanity but Blay onjina this year onjina kotoko bo mo lose you games am o winning na games are Blay Bobby ti asem ni games na kotoko winning games akotoko me say Blay Bobby eti a show we a team sometimes a bit man says it can be say from a team bonako for player bi you understand from a team bonako for player bi ojinmu things go well for the team. So such a player now as senior tier now to me share independent pass of a short-term contract Tino, there is no player in that caliber of Justice Blay who accept this kind of offer.
Maybe me jina me captain issues mo say nye bebia mpanimfo no so wa bia ye hu ne a obi anu wa obeye sa de mo so mo ka no ba mo hwe bebia mo dwiri no mo hwe de mo dwiri no
ba so on penfo no
player any given day obema na jina o game by in court o hwe e bebia e kona nimu kakra wa hwe apin obe free system no off the prime kepra ntino omo de sa nyama nyina ma adwini o ebe toto
Blay
no ma ene say you the mu season
we should not make it look like say oh yeah NG player yes o prayer and a treatment no anko ye it can be born a fault because the doctors now they also blame the boy say no onye discipline and then look at the beka no onye discipline ye we onye brata mu omba so and the man ye but onya NG player na le oba ko no omojile no omoni nya omojile ne bi
unim sentia oni ebesi na omumfa ne nkomfinfin oda so wa kire hon
oh da bi se finfin won de team de na kotoko team no nyama nkonkan treba kra ba nyese bia obi ntina obi ani a oni ntoko bo treba no na nyama nkonkan and sometimes teams coaches ho chiro mo a they need immediate solution to solve certain things and then so they or protecting the goals in the first and I call tray back and wingers to get and a fire work out.
It's a Blay all round. I am a bomb fin I am a watch so we coach a brave bibia
akala no mo ko so mo no Blay bomb fin am say I na say mo nkofo ye akala no so ko so mo Blay bomb fin wa mo akire eti asema kan nyane say Blay any player obviously mbabe mo 6 months any sa nyama no unya player discuss contract with him say no there but can 6 months there's no way player in that caliber no
so obeti kitu bi na me fa dia kan ma mo
the issue about Emmanuel Court joining Kotoko it paints one picture So she players na kotoko pen Kote Imoro Avenyo Kwabeno Usu Abdul Fattah Safiu. We are more likely to see Ogum switching from a 3-back to a 4-back, where now he's looking out attacking fullbacks. Still 3-back is still in the picture because we're waiting about 3-4-3 with 3 forwards instead of the 3-5-2 now. Kotoko Ebono. You can even extend it with 3 players up front. But I will say Asante Koroko coach ninya number 2 tete send you 2 no nya 3 no nya miensa we anymore. Now it looks like it's Ukwala Opon, so he's looking at another striker who can operate from the wings. No problem. But whilst you look at coming in, you can look at exit. I say the last time I say when you are bringing in so the Emmanuel Korteba or Augustine Japan, Fuseni Sahaku, or Samuel Asamoah. Yes, Otimibo 4, but still a right back. And our Prince Adasa, our youth team, now Kotoko youth team started getting, so he's part of the senior team.
Yeah.
Now that means 4 players a bit me about. Recently, Peter Aminu about right wing back, George Infig about right wing back, Michael Chejamana about right wing back. On his own follow come on.
I'm with you.
Into so de Emmanuel Korteba. The question is between a Japan, Samuel Fuseni Sahaku, and the development of Adasano. Over anything. What in common? How do you do it? Ujabi Kwaya now Mobiakulo. Again, 3 of these 4 players new. Asamoah new, Sahaku new, Adasan new.
Sure.
Bibi the best sign. Kwemu time to prove themselves. The Kotoko should also be very careful because if you are spending almost $1 billion, proper football business no.
This number should be now
crazy.
Okay.
Proper football business no. As I say, when you have value for money, to balance your books. What are the men? You $1 billion. There's so to me, at least bear 40,000.
But the
even 30,000 crazy, but around 40,000 they also the beba. Now quite take they are spending so. But we are not getting any news of Kotoko having a strategic plan to let go any of their right-footed fullbacks no. But more Fabiaba. I dare say in Penny Furniture once.
Madam, I say a channel more and a become Highway Sports on Promise Radio 0536 161 607 0243 578534. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay. I say you bet me enya course no be ba community bi na ya hwede o mo so e dey ba on board. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello. Okay. 0536 161 607 0243 578 534. Okay. You say you bet me enya call about community etimi atumwa. Okay. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Okay. Mama infa Facebook no na yes sorry momfa enche na say challenges wom nti e have na brepem na ya ma monso mo kwan na matimi a kire mo adwen e wo ho nti mo a mo hwe on Facebook ye beda mase monso a mo try say enka mo bewuram monso ye beda mase ye de nyina be kwa akwhye nyame adom a ochina na ya ma more time na monso matimi afre a kire mo adwen ewo show no eso ene de monfa yenche for now ebra ye beko news minimum kache unua na unua so nkanche nua se on Highway Sports no winhia yen ewo Ogrepa 100.7 bi minimum no nan kosi no nsia obehia yen ewo Promise 102.7 radio ebra oboy jibu atena se ene metena mu edema Samuel K Mensah Solomon Carter born again and a Charmatin Eboy production eye kama say Obed Moten and Kako Fizakito Sanso and a Captain Akomia Sechi Bafo wa omunyina beka ho ema show no ewie pe ye ko newsroom na ye kase bono etimi atwa so good evening